The crisp autumn air of September 25, 1937, held a sinister secret in Franklin Park, Illinois. Charles S. Ross, a 72-year-old retired businessman, enjoyed a peaceful afternoon with his former secretary, Florence Freyhage. Their tranquility was shattered when two men approached their car. The men, armed and dangerous, forced their way into the vehicle. Ross and Freyhage found themselves staring into the face of a nightmare. The men were kidnappers, and Ross was their target. Freyhage was left unharmed but deeply shaken as the kidnappers sped away with Ross, leaving her with $85 and a chilling memory that would forever haunt her. This was no ordinary crime. This was a kidnapping for ransom, a crime that would grip the nation and forever change the landscape of American law enforcement. The leader of the brazen abduction was John Henry Seadlund, a young man with a cunning mind and a heart consumed by greed. His accomplice was James Atwood Gray, a desperate soul who sought fast fortune. Together, they had chosen Ross, a man of wealth and prominence, believing his family would pay dearly for his safe return. They drove Ross to a secluded dugout hideout near Emily, Minnesota. There, in the stillness of the woods, Ross began to understand the gravity of his situation. His captors were ruthless, driven by avarice and a shocking disregard for human life. Days turned into nights, each one filled with fear and uncertainty for Charles Ross. He was at the mercy of his captors, his life hanging by a thread. Seadlund, driven by paranoia and a growing sense of desperation, decided to move their captive again. Ross was forced into a car once more, this time driven to a second hideout, this one near Spooner, Wisconsin. It was in this desolate location that the true horror of Seadlund's nature would be revealed. On October 10, 1937, Seadlund, in a fit of cold-blooded panic, murdered both Charles Ross and his accomplice James Gray. Their bodies were dumped into a shallow grave, a testament to Seadlund's brutality. What began as a brazen kidnapping had descended into a horrific double murder. Seadlund, now alone with the weight of his crimes heavy upon him, attempted to cover his tracks. He believed that by silencing his accomplice and disposing of Ross's body he could escape justice. He underestimated the resolve of the FBI and the growing public outcry over the case. The nation was captivated by the story of Charles Ross, and the authorities were determined to bring his kidnappers to justice. The hunt for the perpetrators was on, and it would be relentless.